Is it cool if I start, if I press an announcement? Sorry.
Yeah,
The Zoom one.
you got an ad on your music.
Is it just like a?
I'm trying to pick something real quick.
Oh, do you want me to take the laptop out of your way?
Go for it. But we'll start in like 3 minutes.
Or is it gonna be like
A different setup from last semester, because now that we have the space, people can play the games. Do you have a laptop? It's all good, it's all good. I'm gonna leave more of my stuff here. Okay, that's kind of risky though, so that's not gonna be. I mean, it's up to you.
I also good English. Take a, you find a good English. We have this that you do right now. I'm like, that's what I'm doing. I observe what I'm talking about.
That's what I was gonna say, looks really nice. Hey. Oh, yeah, no. Hold on you garbage for now, because I'm having one of the officers grab a garbage bag. Yeah, I was just like, there's no garbage bag in here.
Good. It's a little busy. Yeah. It's a mix. It's not actually a software. It's like a job that requires. It's like just a job that it's like just like go execute. I think like it's about done. So like we're seeing. Yeah, I just kind of sit there and just break down and like
You guys can try sending it to people and so we can buy them.
Still use it.
Hard to remember that. Yeah, it's like the person like hired me like.
Shower, clap. Hello guys, hello everybody. Welcome to the Game Development Showcase. Woohoo, yeah! So, biggest thing, I'm sure. Firstly, welcome. Secondly, welcome because, well, it's the showcase. But of course, for some of you that have already been members before, you guys already know how this is going to go down. But for those who are new to the club or just visiting, couple of things to expect. Well, obviously, few obvious ones. Expect games, expect development, and expect food. And this is your buffer time to go grab some right now if you haven't. It's over there. But yeah, feel free to grab food there. But, well, we already know that's pretty vague, right? But let's actually get into a little bit more about what's actually going to be happening. So, I'm sure for those who are in your groups, your project lead have already told you, but for everybody else, here's what's just going to happen. So, every single project is going to be going one after the other and coming up here, plugging in the computers and doing a presentation. So really, it's just talking about the development process. This is where you talk about the highs and lows and what was going on. This is where you can talk about the game that you guys were making. This is where you can talk about, you know, anything you really want in terms of the development. And honestly, I know this is like not a lot of you. I know this is not the first one for a lot of you guys, but for those who are nervous, do not be nervous. We're all just a club. We're all here to support one another. No one's gonna be like, wow. no one's gonna be judgmental. So don't be nervous. At the end of the presentation, there'll be a bit of time for questions. We'll try to have 3 maximum. So pretty much once a group wraps up, they'll ask for questions and feel free to raise your hand for that moment. But if your question doesn't get answered, save it because for the second half of the showcase, it will be more of an open house style. So I'm sure you guys already know TVs all around the room. And I mean, it's one of the biggest things that people mention when they come in here. And people are already stationed at it. This is where you guys can check out the projects. You guys can ask questions specifically to groups if if you're nervous to ask it in front of everybody. And for some of the groups, this is going to be where you guys can actually try out their games. Of course, during the showcase time, you guys are free to roam as, in any group. You don't have to go in a specific circle. You just go to the first group you want to go, bounce around as free as you want. And pretty much that is what the timeline is going to be for this showcase. For people who are in groups, after you guys do your presentation, make sure to head over to the area that your game will be at so that our lovely publicity officer, Jeremy, can take a picture of everybody in your group at your station. But aside from that, do you guys have any questions? All right, stick. So the projects, for those who are unfamiliar, we had 5 projects this semester. We had Reconciled, we had Frenzy, we had Dance Dance Maker, we have Hello World, and we also have the AtlasEngine. We're gonna just jump straight into presentations. Can we give the first presenter a big round of applause, please? Yes, please.
Are you and I?
We'll see more.
Now it's kind of like even
Okay, we can. Okay.
Talking about for cleanup, right?
Okay,
Oh, real quick. Okay.
hello, everyone. I'm Lindsay, and I'm the project lead for Reconciled.
Just some flexible.
This is our first semester being a game and being a team, so this has been kind of a very exploratory time for us, and definitely a lot of highs and lows we expressed and developed in game making. And yeah, we'll just get right into it. So here we have our team. We have 8 members, including myself, and we all have different roles here. And I just want to make it a point that making a game is not just a one-person thing. All these people made the game possible, and I just wanted to shout out every member of my team because, you know, you can't just tackle everything yourself. You're always going to need a team with you to do that. So I was really happy everyone helped out with it. And just some things about my game. So Reconciled was inspired by various indie RPGs and simulation games that kind of focus more on the player and their character as opposed to their surroundings as a whole. And here are some just games that inspired this that I kind of came into to make the game. Games like Firewatch, Undertale, or Unpacking, where you just kind of look through the player's eyes and find things about their life that kind of challenge you to think about how you deal with real life situations. And we did quite a bit of platforming and development here. We did work a lot with Unity. The game is based in Unity, and we use Visual Studio, Wise, Adobe, and Blender, among a few other platforms. We had a low poly aesthetic, which you will be seeing soon. And I just wanted to kind of shout out the Wise part because this is all of our first time integrating Wise with Unity. And for those who don't know, Wise is like kind of an audio software. And that was completely new for myself. So we really had to work through the challenges of implementing that. Of course, a lot of late nights and stuff, but you know, that's kind of a thing when you make games. And the synopsis for the game is you play as an old man living out his final days in a cottage in the woods. And full of history and burdens, you awake one night to a dream state in the surrounding garden and find context clues to who you are and what you can fix before it's too late. And so because this is such a narrative-focused game, we initially did a lot of whiteboarding, which is basically when we just kind of spat a lot of ideas at the wall. And we wanted to develop a lot of the player character because the main game is focusing on that character and how he reacts to everything. So we really had to do like a very in-depth, almost like psychological analysis on him, just to develop who we wanted to make as a player. And for visual interest, we did use a lot of assets that we found online. Some of them were modeled in-house by our team. And we also worked on developing a terrain, which for the terrain, Peter did a lot of that work, just carving out the hills and the mountains and having like infinite terrain generation with the trees. So that was something that was very cool to work with. And yeah, this was like a learning experience for all of us because, you know, Unity has so many features, and even we have been working with Unity for a few years. I'm still learning things. And besides the player, what we really focused on was context clues. And here we did a lot of play testing with things like I said earlier, with integrating Wise into Unity and making sound, which is what we did with the piano. We had a pie that was modeled by Justine that I wanted to just throw up there. And then like a pick up and put down function that we really worked with. And we currently are working on the Kuro team, which is stage 1. We have the final 2 stages coming this fall because this game is going to remain in development in the summer and the fall as well. So if you come back for that showcase, you'll probably see the full game. And that's pretty much it. So you can just check us out at our station back there. I wrote the name on the whiteboard. And yeah, before I close, does anyone from the team have any pointers they wanna give or any comments they wanna make? Or- All right, well, that is it. And we hope to see you back there trying out our game.
All right, next group. Frenzy, you guys ready?
On board, yeah.
Hold up.
It's showing it every other screen.
My gosh. All right, hello everyone. This is Frenzy by Frenzy Forge. So these are our team members. That is me. I am the project lead. I'm Declan.
I'm Blue Galaxy 573. I'm the intern for the group. I go by Ethnology modeling. Not actively Sigma.
Oh, also, TV Television or Mason, he's not here with us today, unfortunately. But he made a lot of super cool like music tracks for our game that can be found in the lobby. So what is Frenzy? Put into like simple terms, Frenzy is a fast-paced, multiplayer, randomized shooter. That's like a lot of words in one sentence. But you join into a round, you'll be in the lobby first, and then there's like time frame that you'll be in the lobby for, and then you'll load on a map, go into said map, and then whoever gets the highest amount of kills wins that round. So as you can see here, it's like a first-person shooter more or less. The health UI down at the bottom, we have the weapon stats, the bottom right, and then the kill display at the top. So
Yeah, this is the basic gameplay loop. It's really simple. You just have a gun, you kill people, get points, and then every minute your weapon rerolls and you gotta do it all over again.
And this is kind of like an overall showcase of what we've done this semester. So we had like a more in-depth slideshow because we started last semester. So more or less, we've just been like working on bugs, fixing up stuff and adding some more new content. So I worked on 2 new maps. We have Crosslink on the left, which is like a metro station. And then we have Cold Front on the right, which some of you have seen before, which is like a kind of like frosty ice map. And we also worked on creating a new logo for our group, which is like F. Looks kind of familiar, but like it's ours. And we also have the kill display, which is shown at the top. So it'll have a little number of like how many kills you have. And then, whoever has the most kills is like on the leftmost side. And then we also created a kill feed as well. So when you kill somebody, it'll show the respective weapon and then the 2 players' usernames as well. And then I was gonna do like a quick demo play test and just to show off kind of like this whole gameplay real quick. I don't want to make this too time consuming. Oh, I'm still stuck here. Go to Frenzy. There we go. Hopefully this shows on the right. Okay, it's not on the right screen. Wonderful. Let me do this real quick. why is it stuck? Oh, I barely went full screen. Let me- Wait, where did this one go? Oh, there we go. So, as you see here, it says Frenzy. This is our little loading screen. I'll load it up. We have like this whole thing here. Audio does work as well. So this is the music that Mason created. And then, there's a little play button here. Load up into the lobby real quick. And then I'm like trying to view that TV all the way over there so I can like move around properly. It's kind of cool. But yeah, so you're able to run around the lobby. And then we have a map loading section all the way over here. I'll try to run to cross-link if it goes in time. There we go. So this is one of our new maps right here. The little loading screen. And then
Your mission was 24th Street mission for anyone that taking part.
yeah, this looks very familiar to a specific station if you take the BART. But yeah, so we got this whole like area down here. There's all the mechanics you need in a FPS, WASD, scoping in and out. And then we have like crouching, you can sprint around, pretty fun. And then very, very cool
Class.
Oh yeah, we also have this really cool function where if you shoot the glass, it actually shatters, which is pretty fire. So thanks Blue Galaxy for helping out with that. And then, this is how you play. But basically you do that however many times until the round ends. So as you can see at the right high end of the screen, little animation, so that'll switch your weapon, and then you get a different weapon. So at first I had like an AR, now I have a shotgun. So you do that like 5 times, and then whoever has the most wins the game. But yeah, that is basically how Frenzy works. You can find us at the tables over there with the big logo that says Frenzy and the Roblox symbol. And yeah, hope you all come to our little stand over there. Thank you. Oh, yes, JP.
How do you guys get the map so accurate? Like even like the textures and all that. This guy's accurate.
Oh, I was able to, make the textures myself. I did a bit of editing in Photoshop to actually get those textures, like the specific like red brick textures, and then I outsourced a few from like one of my favorite websites, textures.com. So I download my own like PBR materials and then upload them to Roblox Studio to like create the maps.
How does Bart feel about you using there as a shooting area?
Bart has not seen our game, so they don't have to worry about it yet. It's okay. Are there any other questions? Yes.
Are you going to get sponsored by Bart?
That would be kind of fire. I know Blue Galaxy would love to use Bart. Yeah, I think that's the 3 questions, right? All right.
All right.
Thank you all.
If you have any more questions for them, they'll be over there. But let's give another round of applause. Next up, we have Dance Baker.
Hi, I won't be talking because I'm really sick, so my team's talking for me.
Sweet.
I won't be talking because I'm really sick. They're all gonna be talking for me.
Hello, welcome to Dance Maker. This is the game that we've been working on all semester long. Our project lead is Alvin Jalud, right over here. I'm Shahil, I was the art lead. I'm Justine, I was the co-art lead.
And I'm John, made chart.
Wow, isn't that crazy, charts? Okay, all right. What code is this? Okay. So here's some of the stuff that our editor can already do. We can save and load charts as very long JSON files and save song strings. like song title, artist, name of the chart, tempo, subdivision, and note positions.
It also allows for notes to be placed in the chart, like if you just drag them in. You can also subdivide it like up to 16 notes. And for people who don't know about music, it's just really fast. Yeah, so like we do this by like spawning in measures. And you can like you start off with about 300 measures and you can do about 4,485 measure lines max. It doesn't lag because we do object pooling. And we like load 20 bars ahead, like off the screen. So we were able to get this to work with a DDR pad, and get Unity to recognize the inputs. Me and Alvin did some chart designs. We got like 2 charts down. And for people who are familiar with rhythm games, the charts that me and Alvin made is like a level 8 in DDR, level 7 in Pump It Up, level 18 in PJSK, or 4.3 in OSU.
Here's some of the concept art that we came up with for the UI design of the game. A lot of it is very early, but we plan to implement at least most of it.
We wanted to go for a 2000s neon iPod editor assistant, so this is what we came up with.
And then here's some of the other assets that we've been coming up with. Again.
I'm really for real. I made the save and load assets a year ago and I forgot to implement it till now.
That is true.
Yes, I just found out. I just remembered a few days before this happened.
The top right of the screen, that is what we planned for the song selection screen. And to the left of that is the main menu.
Where we go next? In the future, we'll be replacing the basic Unity assets because, yeah, we can be stealing free models. But in all seriousness, we'll be creating our own assets. Will be created by us. Woo, right, Sakio?
True.
True. Very true.
But yes, some of the other things we plan to do next are to implement a play mode so that we aren't just playing the charts through the editor, but rather just you can press the song and play it. We're also going to add in the main menu and the song selection menu so that they can just scroll through the charts like they have, like if you've ever used OSU before, similar to that. Also implementing chart sharing so that you can just share through a browser function.
So what did we learn? John, would you like to talk about?
Charting is really hard. So yeah, I don't know if anyone has like tried to make charts for like another rhythm game, but it's really difficult. The most difficult thing, of course, is like lining it up with the tempo. It's a real pain in the ass. But there's also other things like checking if the pattern is similar so that you have like some sort of pattern recognition. And it's not just like all over the place. But at the end of the day, it's a really fun process, and that's the reason why we're all doing this. We're not going to do a demo up here on the front, but we are going to be in that corner of the room, and yeah, we hope to see you guys there. Do we have any questions?
We have 3 questions for y'all to ask. So actually, you can ask up to 3 questions. Yes, yes, Ange.
How hard was it to code the timing?
You want to talk about this, John?
I didn't do any coding.
That's all Alvin. So for the timing, it's a. He's talking. Like.
So, okay, wait. Move up the thing.
Just say
I'll show you in the editor. So for our chart, we have our thing, and then we got our node scroll object and our scene. So for timing, I'm basically moving that little box right there little by little until I can tell that it's like in line with the rest of the game. So that basically when it goes down and it hits those arrows, it starts the song, and then if I feel like it's off, I move it up and down a little bit to see like, oh, is it early? Is it late? And then I keep changing it until it does it.
What songs do you guys currently have for this? Or like, have you made a song for it? Or
So for our songs, we borrowed a lot that we could see for like free use or like CC0 stuff. So one of them is Machine Love by Jamie Page.
Forgot the name of the other one. Oh, it was Love Lightside by Too Mellow. You might recognize that person from Celeste.
Any Celeste players here?
Do we have any other real questions?
Have you thought about implementing voice acting?
Maybe that'd be cool.
Like an announcer of sorts?
Announcer? What would they sound like?
You sound like me.
Thank you.
So I think that's all.
Thank you.
We love you. They already motioned that they're gonna be over here, but I'm sure you're gonna see on the board. No shoes on the mat, so when you guys actually go up there, make sure to take off your shoes, all right? Capiche, y'all? Okay, great. So next up, we got Hello World. Can we give a round of applause, please?
My laptop immediately turned off the moment I unplugged it, which is not good, but it's turning back on.
I was wondering if you're gonna show up or come up.
Hey, Emerson, do you want to run the demo?
Oh, I was like,
Would you like to run the laptop? Would you like to run the laptop? So I can focus on talking because I don't know why I'm not going. 1 second. I call speak. Don't worry, don't worry. Yeah, give me a second, guys. It's send the new Discord.
What is happening?
Wait, it's almost ready. Maybe it might be coming up soon. Hopefully, maybe.
I have no idea.
We tech checks with this all ahead of time, and it decides to stop working the moment we try to actually run it. So okay, well this fails to show up on the big screen. Hi everyone. I'm Michael. I'm the project lead for. I really wish it does. I'm the project lead for Hello World. I swear I'm not this bad at tech. I assure you. Yeah, let me try plugging in again. Why not? Let's cycle all the plugs. I hope I'm not taking too much time, Angeli. I'm sorry.
No, don't even sweat it. Technology.
We really did tech check this. I love it. All right, well.
You want to keep pressing buttons? Don't press too many buttons. So yeah,
No, Zoom would. I can. Oh no, that's the Blu-ray. Do you know what a Blu-ray is? It's on. Hold on, am I getting green?
What if we turn the
Wait, hold up. Let's do this.
You have another laptop, please?
Let's try. All the TVs turned on. Hit the TV button. Press the TV button.
Do you have another laptop you can borrow? At least for presentation.
Someone got a laptop I can borrow? Wait, no. Are you clicking buttons? Wait. I saw the screen do the little shrinky thingy.
it works. All right, we finally got it. A menu? Sure, go ahead. Okay, now we could actually start the showcase. Hey everyone, I'm Michael. I'm the project lead for Hello World, and I come up here without a script at all. So
I'm gonna wing it. So, Hello World is a game that's question mark. Hello World question mark is a game that was designed around kind of the idea of getting into game development, and it's reflected in both how we as a team developed and in the story that we also developed. Yeah, so basically, Hello World follows the story of a narrator who's basically his first time game dev, a lot like many of us here today. So that's kind of like the spark that kind of got this game going. And yeah, I think it's honestly come together really nicely. Something amazing about our game is every single asset in this game is entirely custom. From the art to the music, someone here developed it.
And as you can see, there's a lot of people here. I'd go through and introduce everyone, but that'd probably take up
All of my 10 minutes. So please, we'll be over there. Come say hi to us. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a sneak peek into like a little bit behind the development side. So let's go ahead and start with, is Richard here? You wanna talk about the player controller and camera?
Okay.
You might come over here and talk to the microphone.
And there have been
For
some
centuries,
issues with the
circles and
virtual
squares
camera.
have lived
A
in
lot of it was
harmony.
just that. Okay. It's already.
Oh, there's a cutscene? Oh, there's a cutscene. Want to talk about the cutscene instead?
Sure. All right. I didn't, but I was I was the main voice actor for the game. So a lot of the dialogue you hear comes from me. I have the unique privilege of being able to use Pro Tools because my dad is a musician. So I got to professionally record a lot of the audio, which was really fun. And I never have done something like this before, and it was quite an experience.
Until King Circle overthrew the former Circle King.
People who
and crowned
made
himself
the
king.
intro
This new king
are,
broke the
I'm
peace,
pretty sure,
sowing despair
Ryan?
among Circle and Square
Did you make
kind.
it? Yeah.
The great
Right,
shape
talk about
war
that,
has
Ryan?
raged for years,
You wanna
but rumor has it
talk about
there's
it? Let me
one
hear the
way to
microphone.
end it. Sleeping in the
Oh, was I
world
loud enough?
dwells a legendary
Yeah,
artifact said to give the user ultimate power. King Circle already seeks the artifact, and his forces have begun mobilizing. You must find it first, undertake this perilous journey, and save the shaped world.
It's supposed to set up the lore of the world, and then it pops you into the game, which is this is the game.
Yeah, now,
Yes.
now Richard can talk about the actual controls.
You were trying to. You were trying to, of course, like get up, down, left, right, down. A lot of it was taken from the sample that we had from that one workshop we had, but we were trying to just add these controls. Of course, you have be able to just jump, and we also have shooting as well. So I think that was Benji who worked on the enemies. He's not here right now, but yeah, I got that. So we can just build the stuff. We go down. This one.
That's an intended bug. The whole point of the concept of our game is that our game, the narrator who's creating the game has it's still amateurish. So there's intended bugs and things that are broken, like this one that's moving at Mach 10. and the way you actually get past this guy is, I think you can't just phase through him, but you're supposed to destroy the platforms above him so that he flies off the map. The second one's kind of tough because you can block it.
He needs half a Gotta get the direction good.
Well, that's happening. Oh, there we go!
Got it. So, and now I believe it's need to.
No, to the right. Gosh. Okay.
Well, while he's moving on, why don't we also move on with the presentation? I'll take up too much time. Let's talk about some of the audio you're hearing right now. So, it's a little quiet. I'll boost it up just a bit. We got soft lock.
Go that way.
Now we're soft lock.
This was part of the map design was having some funny, finicky stuff like this. There's intended here's where our voiceover narrator will say,
Hey, oops, you soft locked it. Give me a moment to fix this, and he'll come in and fix it soon. We're implementing it.
So let's go ahead and just reset it then. So yeah.
Emerson, why don't you bring us back? And why don't we talk about the audio? So, if I can get the audio team to talk to the microphone. Yeah, tell us a little about the design process of from the background music that we hear.
Sure.
And the sound effects.
So hi, my name is Marcelo. I worked on the soundtrack. This is Jaeger. He also worked on the soundtrack. The theme you hear right now is one that I worked on. And when I was working on this, I took a lot of inspiration from an old Pokemon game called Pokemon Diamond, which is one that Jaeger actually showed me, because I wanted to go for more of a retro 8-bit feel, since I thought that would fit the aesthetic of this particular level. And yeah, that's my inspiration.
I'll take it from here. So, hi, I'm Jaeger. I'm a business major, so I shouldn't be here right now.
This is your running theme.
As always, it has been. So, if you've seen the title screen, you've heard like the music that was playing in the background a little bit, and that was made by me. I wanted to go for a little bit more like lo-fi, like a chill theme, as you would like here playing like the old Final Fantasy games. And then, as you can see right here, you're gonna approach the boss, and I made the boss game for that one as well. My inspiration was a little bit of like Sonic Mania or just Sonic games in general. So you'll hear it right here right now.
Foolish square, I've been expecting you. You will never have the artifact.
It's
This
very
kingdom
echoey.
will always
It's fine,
be
it's good.
mine.
That might be the room.
You want to talk about
Design.
Okay, so
We apparently died.
okay, if I'm being honest, I'm still kind of new to Unity, so I was able to like use like the boss as like kind of like a learning tool. So like for the boss. Or like iterating through it right.
Sounds good. Thank you. Yeah. So, I'm also going to pass this on to artists. You want to talk about background or character sprites at all? Anyone? Yeah, go for it.
Okay, hi. Is this working? I worked on. Am I allowed to leave this place?
Yes, you can just reset the thing if you want.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see that. So I worked on a lot of the tiles. There's not that many. In general, the backgrounds and the set and everything is pretty light. It's pretty light on the background art and everything. And it was mostly pretty simple. But it was a lot of fun because we were kind of going for this really simple primitive shapes vibe and trying not to kind of fight the artistic instinct to make things fancier than they should be. So yeah, I had a really fun time. The tiles are looking a little bit Minecrafty, but I tried to make them arguably even simpler. Just going with the most basic shapes possible. There's these tiles, there's the stone tiles at the end. I have terrible aim. I can't double pass is the problem. And then for the background, just going for also primitive shapes, so it's all just triangles. And then giving it a little bit of rounded edge because I really liked how the opening menu looked and wanted to kind of complement that and bring a little bit of connectedness to it. Yeah, and then for the characters, that was all. Our friend here, Brian. Would you like to talk about it?
It's me again. the art theme was the primitive shape stuff because the lore right now is the narrator's very bad at games, and we are all very bad at games, and therefore we have the character is a square and the enemies is circles, and the lore is square versus circles. That's the whole thing, and yeah, it's literally just a square with some eyes to make it look more personified and whatnot. That's the whole thing.
Thank you. And with that, you might have seen our last member walking in. Hey Benji, how you doing? So yeah,
that's the Hello World presentation. I'm gonna read this up just a little bit more. Yeah, that's the Hello World presentation. Thank you all for listening. I know like I'm here as like project lead and kind of like, oh, I'm the spokesperson, but really, this game would not have been possible with all these people here on my team. So I want to give a huge thank you for being here with me. And we all joke about being bad designers or new to the game, so it's not really just to be here. These guys are all so good, and they're all so fast at learning, and I'm so proud of this team. So thank you all so much. Thank you all so much. Come visit us on our booth.
Would anyone have any questions?
Thanks for coming out. Oh, hi.
Actually, what was something what you guys could have done differently, like in hindsight?
We could have started earlier. Like 60% of this was made in the last week or two.
Oh.
We had a very long ideation.
Yeah, it was a long like brainstorming of like, what is the lore of the thing and whatnot. And yeah, that was a lot of the time. And I think we could have done that in about 2 weeks and not 2 months. You had a question?
Yeah, I remember you were talking about, this was like in the initial pitch, it was like changing genres and stuff like that. Is that still a plan?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so that's definitely still in the plans. It didn't change genres, but we're actually currently, next genre is planned out, and we're just starting to get development on it. We didn't want to like rush it with the showcase and everything, so we want to like finish up the one first, then move on to level 2. But yes, the changing of genres is still planned because it does reflect kind of how the developer kind of grows and how he changes his mind and stuff. But yeah.
Can I ask what the genre is? Next one?
It is like top down, like Zelda, Undertale kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, one more question. Yeah, last question.
Alvin?
Yeah, so how many levels do you know?
Sure, I can talk about that too because I'm very much on the timeline kind of person. Yeah, so as you can see, we've got one level, but like it's one of those things where we have 4 levels planned and we're probably going to keep it at 4, and each of those 4 has a different unique genre to them. And because of that, we have to build from the ground up every single level because the art style changes, the music changes, the game genre changes. You're basically playing a different game, but kind of connected through like the narrative. So because of that, one level. But hey, we also got the main menu and cutscene. That counts as a level. All right, thank you all.
Last but not least, we have the AtlasEngine. Let's give them a round of applause.
No, it's Bluetooth. Oh, okay, so, Luca, can you bring my Dr. Pepper for me?
I swear I'm not. It's not what it seems.
Don't kill me, Arthur. I didn't drink it. Thank you. Promise. Okay.
How's that gonna work with it?
Yeah, it should. Trying to hide? Oh. Tired.
No, it is gonna work with this. What do you know? The work. Under the work.
Oh, yeah. I did less than. All right. All right. Hello, everyone. We are, our project is Atlas, the AtlasEngine. We're building a C++ game engine, and here's my team. There's Zach, Ryan, and here's Luca. So, what? Who are you? Oh, and me, my name is Eric.
Completely forgot about that. Now, sorry, we're a bit too fast.
Too excited.
Okay, now, I know it's a bit boring in the beginning of the slides, but to ask, what did we focus on? We focused a lot on
Trying to introduce assets.
so I'm pretty sure it probably seems
a bit easier when you've used other game engines. For us, we don't have that sort of luxury of having like a way to import assets, so that is kind of what we focused a lot. We focused a lot on trying to load assets, as you'll see in the next slide, on how to get assets loading. Yay! And so this is like a Viking room. This is actually a lot more complicated than it looks under the hood, even if it is a simple asset. And so this is kind of what we focus on. We focus a lot on trying to get assets, being able to load in a lot of different kinds of geometries, and try to figure out what the workflow that's going to work and how to make that easier for users who may want to make games with our engine. So now to say what we added, we added shader. So shader hard reloading. If you don't know what that means you can run your shaders without needing to do any form of build, meaning you just modify it and it works. Because if you've seen the showcase last semester, we had to kind of build, we had to kind of then run it. It was a really tedious process. So that is something that I really wanted to try getting into that. And one of the things that was very important was trying to get a context called color blending, be able to do things like transparency and that sort of thing. So yeah, so this is kind of something that we added, and I will show a little bit demo later on in the slides to kind of show what other things, and Ryan's going to show us how some of that's going to work. Now, challenges. There were many of them because trying to get assets working is hard work, and like a lot of these game engines typically have to handle that, but we had to find time to try to get this working and be able to load in assets so that we can make more interesting games and be able to do much more interesting computer graphics stuff like lighting systems, shadow systems, be able to integrate that a lot more with how shaders work. And so there's that, trying to get things in by certain deadlines, and then they're just having enough time to be able to delegate tasks to people who may have tasks. So there was a lot of time management there that needed to be done. And so before we go on questions, Ryan is going to show a little bit demo of a few things that he's been helping me work. And so let's demo. Yeah. Okay. So Ryan.
Okay. So wait. Okay. All right. Well.
It's okay now.
Yeah. Wait, okay. Did you set up the thing? Okay. Fine. Okay. So you do a thing where you like.
Well, make it switch to Windows.
Oh, how do you do that? Can you do it real quick?
Yeah.
How was that?
For you. Yeah.
So you give. Go. Gonna go over here. Complete this. Just a tiny bit smaller, and then we're gonna go over here and.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Okay. Well. So, to showcase the hot reloading. By the way, you saw that slide with the pink and black box. You're gonna probably see that a lot during this demo because I cannot type very well on Aaron's computer. Okay, so what if I change something in the shader and there you go, it broke because that's a compiler error, it broke.
Yeah.
But then fix it, it'll automatically update with the new stuff, and you could do this. You can make it wobbly now.
Sine waves, everyone. Sine waves.
What if we replace the sine with a tangent? Ooh, let's see, tan. Oh God.
Yeah.
But yeah, the real thing here is that you can quickly develop, test, and iterate shaders without having to go through the long build and launch process. And I don't know why I did that. The long build and launch process. And
yeah.
Yeah. And one thing to note is, I'm pretty sure if you guys use the game engine, and if you have it, when you work on trying to get your own shaders into the engine, and when something errors out, you will eventually have these things where a shader will always revert to a thing called an error shader, which will always revert. Will always have like a default shader to go to. So like if your shader broke, you would know through a bunch of different applications. Like if when he had an error in his shader, it went pink and black to tell you that something's wrong, or maybe it turns black. Like if you use Unreal and you try to do shader stuff, your mesh will probably turn black, maybe when you try to blend materials together. So it's really useful for when you do like multiple materials, that sort of thing. And so,
Okay, and then this is also, of course, supported with the fragment shader. Switch that back. Can also change how it lights. I just added some very basic lighting, which is just that is Phong lighting. But you can change the direction of the sun. Unfortunately, no uniform support yet, so you can't really like use the delta time thing, but you can change the direction of the sun and do sort of, yeah, it just sort of changes.
and so this is just a basic lighting system. And a lot of this, we did use as a framework, but a lot of the logic was actually a lot of the logic that we internally built in-house so that the engine knew how to do this a lot easier. And these are a lot of the features that we are trying to work really hard to try to get into the engine so that the sooner we can get into it, the sooner we can start making games and doing a bunch of cool showcases of a variety of these different features that will be in the project. Okay. So everyone give Brian a round of applause.
Thank you, good sir. All right, now let's go back.
All right, so does anyone have any questions after the demo? Yes.
So when you decided you wanted to make a game engine, how did you start?
I started through lots of YouTube videos. It started off looking at a lot of YouTube videos, finding out what is a very basic approach. So before this game engine, I actually built one by myself that actually had a full editor. You were able to add in a lot of more advanced stuff, but that was all within another framework that's OpenGL, which is a lot easier to use. And so I started out building that, and I realized, this would be a lot fun to build with people. And so it was really just a lot of iterative learning to try to figure out and mess around and try to experiment a little bit. But as I understood and went through the iterative approach, that was kind of how I learned about what building blocks should come first. And then as I got more experience learning that, it eventually led to something a lot more complex. And so it was a lot of iterative learning. So yeah, so good question. And you?
You plan on making like UI to edit the shader and have that hot reload?
Yes. No, like like a shader editor. Yeah. Eventually, I want to allow users, if they want to make a game, maybe they want to do their own customized shaders, and maybe they have a preference like GLSL or HLSL. It could hopefully we can have a way of doing that. And so yeah, that is the plan. I do.
Actually, we could have technically done that even now if we had like even an hour, because
yeah,
just didn't come to my mind. But because it's done by uniforms, you just connect the variable to the UI.
Yeah. Any other questions? Yes.
What other features are you guys planning to add? Like feature? I know you guys mentioned like a UI, but like what else?
So
well, we have physics going, just not connected yet.
Yeah.
But it's going.
So eventually, yeah, being able to do physics and collisions, that's one of the priorities that I want to try getting into the project. But on the computer graphics side, I want to be able to do like physics-based renderings. So if you wanted to do like stone, or you wanted to do things like concrete, I want to be able to blend these different materials. So eventually we could do materials, and hopefully the end goal for all of this is hopefully be able to do things as interesting as animation.
Also ray tracing.
Yes.
Ray tracing and a lot of different variety of things, but essentially the end goal would be like try to get animation at the end of the day.
Okay, but for now we will be focusing a lot on materials and physics-based rendering.
I think a lot of the goal right now is to focus on what makes engine work.
Yes.
And then we can expand from there and do
Yeah.
some fun stuff afterward.
So, yeah, so does anyone else have any question? Any last question? No? Okay. Yeah.
How many cups of Dr. Pepper did it take?
A lot. A lot. Let's just say a lot. Because I love Dr. Pepper. The only doctor I need is here. But, yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Is that your phone? All right, so. And that's everybody. Can we give everybody a big round of applause again? All right. So now that every single group has gone, we'll be transitioning to the showcase part. Just a soft reminder of what that is. Again, you just get up, you go check out everyone's projects. Right now the TV is showing this, but the TVs will be showing their games, so it'll be a lot easier for you guys to see. But before we do that, I do have a couple of announcements. First announcement is offset applications are open. I think you guys might have been seeing this already in the and the announcements in the Discord. But if you are interested in hosting events like these, or if you're hoping to lead and create a game yourself, we are looking for passionate students to join the board. Incentive, obviously, you guys gain experience. You guys can have a lot of ton of fun. I think sometimes you guys see us kind of fooling around as board. You guys can join in on that one, you know. But kind of the biggest thing is that really it's just building a kind of community like this. It's fun. You'll be in the officer board and you'll also be, you know, a little more involved in the club. Second thing, this was already lampshaded in Michael's group, but we welcome all majors to this. You guys don't have to be a CS major for this. All experience levels are also welcomed. On the application, there's going to be a lot of roles open. Like, you know, you don't have to be a project lead to join the board. You could be there just to be like, hey, I want to take pictures for you guys. Want to be like, you know, hey, there's a lot of options. So go ahead. This will also be posted on the announcement. You guys can check it out in the QR code. These positions are open for fall 2025. The due date is before school ends. So you guys have a bit of time. I know you guys are still busy with finals and etc. But feel free to check it out. I welcome all of you to apply. But honestly, it would be really nice to see you guys on the board. But last announcement before we get into the thing. Maybe less of an announcement, but more of a closing statement. I'm sure you guys already know that it is spring 2025. I mean, it's in everyone's minds already, right? And that means we are now transitioning to a new era. And now what does that mean? Well, I'm sure a lot of you guys already remember me from before. I've kind of been in the club a little too long, but it is time for a new president. But could we very quickly give a big round of applause to our incoming president for the next semester?
Hello, everyone. I am the incoming president, so I will be president for fall semester and spring of next year. So you get a whole year of fun and a lot of fun things coming. I will say that, but you'll have to be active in the club to see what happens. Any other closing announcements?
Well, the closing announcement for this one is, thank you guys for coming. Go ahead, go check out the showcase. You guys did a wonderful job of presentations, but now it's time to check out everyone else's games. And of course, I hope you guys have very good luck with finals. Feel free to grab more food. Go crazy, honestly. And yeah, thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys have a wonderful time, and I'll see you guys in the future. Goodbye, everybody. You have a question? There is a garbage bag over there. Wait, down here. That big black one.
So far right now. 1 second, surgical second. Gosh, can you help with the video?